still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave.
Whoo! Today is getting spicy. What's going on, crypto fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Nightcap. We're usually doing this every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but today is something special. So I figured I would hop on and just come chat with you guys a little bit, go through a couple of the articles I found online, as well as really we got to get in the charts and see where some of these next levels are, because I just got a level, or I just got a limit order filled from Coinbase. I forgot I had something sitting at 52,250, man. So that just got touched and had a nice little bounce off of that. We'll see. Hopefully we'll find some support in this area. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start getting into it. First thing we got up here is a little bit of good news. All right. So Michael Saylor, he's at it as usual, still buying. He's going strong, man. That man has conviction, but I think that was before the dumpsy do. So that's about what I'm gonna cover for the good news. Uh, I wish I had a lot more for you, but I know the big thing for the night is really just getting into the charts, and we'll take a look at that. So let's go here and look at some of the FUD. All right. First thing we got up here is I was looking through Twitter and I was like, well, what could possibly be going on? And something on Brand Neuter's page, he was talking about some selling pressure coming from jump trading. Now, not really sure like where it's coming from or why, but it's very interesting that they are selling so much on Sunday. That is not typical. So one of the things he was kind of alluding to is a potential that there could be some liquidations or some sort of urgent obligation that they are due to pay for. So, something, you always got to look at the blockchain and see what is going on, and, where is this selling pressure actually coming from? And it looks like jump trading might be the source of one of them. Now, the other thing is this article itself in itself is a little bit old, right? But the US government actually did move a bunch of Bitcoin onto Coinbase. And after the conference, don't forget, they started saying like they are potentially going to start selling some Bitcoin. This could be coming to fruition. So, that being said, keep it in the back of your mind. It definitely could be a thing. It looks like I got my man FD on. What's up, dude? How you doing?
We didn't get a chance to check my audio or nothing. How am I sounding?
You sound all right on my end. We'll let the chat chime in here. Matter of fact, speaking of the chat, let's go ahead and roll through that a little bit. See who we got in the chat. Clayt the Great in the house. He said, "I hope everyone is short." Yeah, me too, man. Army Piper said, "Holy balls, yeah, man, it's dropping." But this is the time to feast, right? Like I said, I did have a limit order that just got filled. I got to actually get to the charts myself to see where the price is at now. But my plan is I had lines in the sand. All right. So that bottom side of the range I bought, I DCA'd in. Once we got down to the current range we're at right now, which is a previous range we haven't
Ooh.
seen in a long time, I bought again. And so I'm just gonna DCA in on the way down, and then I'm gonna DCA in on the way up, man. I'm just, this is my hodl bag that I don't typically do, but it is what it is. So keeping through this, French Toasters in the house, Warrior 4588 Buck was gifted a membership from Retro Mike Tech. Man, he's still giving out those memberships, man. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Mike. That's truly appreciated. Your generosity is much appreciated. Alexander G in the house, Mr. J in the house, Eric, Bolin, Wallen, Blackett Chan's in here. Let's see who else we got. Scrolling through Lunar Beaches cryptos. Let me see some of those wave gangs in the chat, man. I'm excited, man. They're going to be on the channel here soon, and they're going to have their own show, basically a pre morning show, hitting the market kind of early. So it's going to be kind of cool. But yo, FD, what's up, my dude? How you doing? Oh man, he's Large exhale.
Mhm.
You got a
You
large
know, no,
exhale.
I literally just looked at Ethereum and my heart fluttered a little bit. Oh my goodness
Yeah.
gracious. Wow. So I haven't even like to in all fair honesty, I haven't charted anything under 2800. I didn't think we were coming back down towards that 2800. I opened it
Hey,
long
man.
earlier. I was up maybe about a percent, had a little bit of leverage, quickly got stopped out, man. Everything's going down. But we've been here. Well, if you've been in the, crypto, you've been here before. So much going on. It's just the perfect storm of just chaos right now. Everywhere, all around. But you're at the Piper Academy. We're gonna keep you well grounded, and we're gonna feast, like you said, man. This is the time. This is the time. Like you remember in November of 2023, it was the bottom. It was basically almost the end of the bottom, end of the bear market. If you could go back and think about what you would have done differently from November to like March, April of 2024, you would have acted differently. So now is that time. Now we try to find bottoms. We don't try to catch falling knives, but if you want to DCA in, DCA in. If you want to trade, look for reversals, look for divergences, look for anything. But right now, it's more than just the crypto market. It's the whole, like everything is going. It's an S storm. I don't want to say it. I don't want to get demonetized, but it's an S storm going around. But we are here to guide you, and we're gonna eat. We're gonna eat, man. We've been waiting for some of these prices, and some of these prices are even lower than some of the end of the bear market. But I just see opportunity, to be honest, TradeFly. I'm kind of
Yeah.
excited. At the same time, I'm kind of like, dang, because my portfolio it sucks right now. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I came back. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm about to go have fun. Came back from the trip, man. Portfolio was looking good now. We gotta find ways to get some dry powder. That's the thing. Get dry powder. I
That's
know a lot
it.
of people
That's
don't
it.
have dry powder. Find dry powder. I mean, I'm opening Poshmark stores. I'm selling stuff around the house. I'm doing everything I can to get more dry powder. This is the generational wealth. This is the generational opportunities that we've been waiting on. It's coming. It's coming. So these dips are just opportunities, because we know in the long run what's going to happen, where the dollar is going, what America is going to do, the money printing, all of that. We're going to look back in retrospect, and we're going to be like, you know what? Those guys at Piper Academy were right, man. I was a little long winded, but
Yeah,
I'm just
nah,
a
it's
little bit.
good.
I'm everywhere right now. I'm everywhere right now
It's
because the
good.
market, the market is everywhere. So we gotta tune in and
I
lock in heavy.
I get it. And it's awesome that you say like, hey, this is where we have to kind of reevaluate and kind of look at our strategy and think about that dry powder. And that's something we always talk about on the show in the morning is make sure you got some dry powder on the side because this is the day, right? These are the reasons that you keep that powder on the side. And so for me, like, I mean, I would say I would 80, 90% dry powder, so
Yeah.
like I said, for
Hold on,
me,
Trey Fly. Time out,
what's
man.
up?
Is this Alex O in the chat? Didn't you just get married, man? This is dedication.
Yeah.
This is dedication right here. Alex O is in the chat. Alex O is not anywhere honeymoon. He's not doing. He's in the chat right now, man. Shout out to Alex O, man. Congratulations, man. Some good news for us over the weekend. We really, really, really love that. I love to see love, man. You a good guy. Congratulations.
There you go. A little round of applause for Alex O and a little bit of I know what's going on later. That a boy. That a
Yeah.
boy. All right. Cool, man. Let's let's get back over to a little bit of the news here. Now, this is on some of the traditional markets. The Magnificent Seven stocks have raised nearly 500 billion of market cap in overnight trading. So let that sink in a little bit. All right. I want you to think about it. It's not just crypto. Okay. The NASDAQ and some of the traditional stocks, they have been getting hard hit as well. All right. So keep that in mind. This is I don't think this is just a crypto thing. I think this is a general market thing. I think that R word is coming up again. People are start talking recession. Unfortunately, like we have to take all of that into consideration. So, that being said, let's go ahead and take a look-see at the market pulse here. And next up, we're looking at the total market cap, which is down 6.91%, all the way down to 2 trillion. Now, I remember before, a long time ago, I say a long time ago, but $1 trillion, like that was that magic number in the total market cap. So, when we were talking about the bear market and really recovering, getting out of the bear market, we kept watching the 1 trillion mark and we've doubled that. All right. 2023, we doubled the market cap altogether. So for it to pull back, it's I'm not gonna say it's not surprising, but it's not surprising, right? Like things can't go up forever. We were stuck in a range. We're gonna look at the charts from a wider perspective and see like there was some indications there that we're gonna have a little bit of a pullback. But continuing on here, total market cap is, or correction, the total market trading volume over the last 24 hours, 82 billion, is an increase of 14.22%, which is interesting for such a big move. We haven't seen a big move like this from Bitcoin in quite some time. The market volume has only gone up 14.22%. So that kind of like, I don't know, it makes me double take for some reason, but the Bitcoin dominance is currently at 55.84%, and that's an increase of 0.18% over the day. And what I would expect to see now, Bitcoin is really pulling back hard, so we may not see it as much, but like usually when you have these big pullbacks, you see a lot of that money flow out of the altcoins into Bitcoin, but it seems to be Bitcoin is really driving this pullback. So all right, over to the fear and greed. Looking at the fear and greed index, you're sitting at 42, which is neutral. You just wait till tomorrow. That baby is going to dip. Don't you worry. Bitcoin is currently at 53.856. That is down 11% over 24 hours and 21% over 7 days. Ethereum, that is sitting at 2290. That has been a big hit, down 21% over 24 hours and down 30.22% over the last 7 days. So, looking ugly for the top two, the big dogs in the house, and the bubbles, baby, are just ugly. Ugly. KCS is
Ooh-wee.
down 21%. Tails down 23.8%. Mandel's down 24.8%. I mean, everything is just getting whooped. Where's Cass at? Let me see if I can find Cass in these crazy bubbles. Cass, where you at? I want to see where that's at.
17.1. I see it right there, left hand side. Go
Got
down
it.
a little
Yep,
bit. Yeah, there you go.
17.1. Yeah. So, I mean, that one's getting whooped too. Everyone's just getting crushed. But here's
You know
what
what?
what's up? What you got, man?
I wanted to add a really quick note about the like when we see crypto crashing like these super 20, 30%, 40%. I seen PopCap might be down like 50% from like the highs. The
Whew.
stock market, one stock losing so much value is like the whole crypto market. So we gotta step back a little bit and realize how small the crypto market really is in the grand scheme of things, but and the traditional market is bleeding too. I just wanted to add that note for a lot of people saying, well, the stock market's only down, like, but you got to look at the how much money is being sucked out as opposed to percentage wise.
Yeah,
It's
no,
just so much
absolutely.
bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. All right, getting over to the liquidation heat map here, still on the market pulse. All right. This is what I really wanted to look at. All right. And we did talk about the 72K. You had a lot of liquidity sitting up there, but this is the area. We've been talking about this for months. All right. This area right here. This is the last range that we really had that was a significant range prior to we moved up and got into the one that we've been into since February. All right. So we've been in a range since February of this year, which is crazy to think about. So we're moving down, but we're still, I mean, think about it. Like, it's it's not even showing it because we just hit, I know, 52 250 because I had an order filled. So we got to the top part of this range. So we're gonna go, let's look at this on the chart here. All right, I got it on the weekly. One of the things that I really want you to pay attention to is this channel. All right, I've talked about it a little bit before, but you take the top, the two all-time highs previously, right? And you just kind of go up and right. And I was trying to find, where did the channel really start to line up? And so you can see from top to bottom here, top to bottom, you know, there was a nice formation that was established there. And then when we came up to this last range that I was just talking about, we got stagnant. All right. So we got stagnant on the bottom side of that. And since then, it's really acted as support while the median has acted as resistance. All right. So it's something I've kept a keen eye on. What we don't want to
Mhm.
see is a close below this area right here. Now I have another channel that's below it, but we don't want to play in that channel. All right. So what we would like to see is a wick off this range in this area right here. This is actually a naked point of control from that previous range, that yellow line right there. But like I said, the top part of it, where this green area is actually one. We had a bounce there at about 53, but it's also the top side of that range. So I've been very much tracking that area, looking for a little bounce. Like I said, I had an order that was in place at 52,250 because I didn't want to miss what bounce we could get at the top side of that range. I was a little scared thinking that somebody might try to beat us to the punch. All right. That's a nice area for some of the institutions to start accumulating Bitcoin, right? They get that nice move down and they jump in. That all being said, okay, that's only one of the orders that I have. The other one that I'm looking for is the big one. All right. The big one for me is going back to this liquidation heat map is right here. I think that we need to clear this out personally. I think this liquidity needs to go. All right. There's billions of dollars of liquidity sitting there. I think it needs to go. And when it actually clears that liquidity out, the maker's happy. All right. You shake people out. All right. Everybody's kind of scared right now. So you get a shakeout. And then we're still keeping bullish structure. Like, it's still nothing but a higher low. Even if we were to come down here to the 2022 high, the 2023 high, like, you're still okay. Like, you're still keeping the structure. All right. You see this right here. That's your last real low. And then if you have another one right here, what does it also give you the opportunity for? And this one, this gets me a little excited too. You're thinking about the dynamic reactor starting to eke up on the weekly. I mean, we don't even get to see it interact with it all that often. So that one right there is going to be exciting for me. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is hope is not lost. There is still definitely some opportunities for us to keep the bullish structure as well as continue up and right. Now, if we start breaking out of that, let's look at this on the daily because this is one thing that Piper was talking about earlier as well was the 200. He was on the EMA, so I'm looking at the SMA. Let's see, man, that came up. Yeah, it just broke. Once it broke, man, it just broke down. Kind of ugly right now on the daily, but again, you can see this range that I'm really concentrating on here, and it's in here. And this is where all the liquidity is. Unfortunately, on the daily, we're below pretty much everything that matters. We're now talking about legacy horizontal lines of support and resistance, okay? And that's why I leave these on the chart. I know sometimes it's kind of an eyesore, but you got the 2022 high, you got the 2023 high. Those are going to be significant areas, okay? You look for bounces in those areas, but at this point, like, I mean, it depends on your game plan here. You got to be very, very careful with trying to get into any scalps because I think you could get a cascading effect if we go through some of this liquidity. So be very careful taking a long position in a shorter time frame. But at the same time, if you're DCA and in, opportunity, right? So that's kind of for me, I personally, you know, added that part of it to my strategy. But you got to get ahead of these. Like, and I've been saying for a really, really long time, we're going to go back to duo cam. I want to ask, FD if you do this as well. But when you start seeing these significant areas on the charts, like, do you go ahead and just say, hey, I'm going to go ahead and put a limit order in at that area and like forget about it and like
Mhm.
just if it comes down, it comes down. If it doesn't, what do you lose? Nothing.
Right.
Like it just never gets there. And you just find another area that interests you for, support and resistance. So I mean, if that's something I could give to you guys, like that would definitely be something like get ahead of it on the charts. And that's why you're here. That's why you're watching it. That's why, like, we do what we do, is to try to point some of those areas out to you. Hopefully it does help. Obviously we're not always perfect because we can't predict what Bitcoin does or what crypto does. But that being said, I would love to hear your take on it, FD.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm literally putting limit orders down for Ethereum at 1559. I got something at about 1559. Um Probably at about 13, I'll say 1350. Hopefully we don't nuke that hard, but like I said when I joined, man, like things are kind of looking dire, but when everybody turns bullish, that's when the market turns, I mean bearish, that's when the market turns around. So it's like you can't be caught off guard. You just got to be, like you said, prepared. But I'm definitely setting some limit orders down at these areas. Right now we are well, if you could share my screen, I can show you what I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Because Ethereum is my biggest bag. I think my average price for Ethereum is maybe like 570 entry wise. So I've been trying to stack Ethereum for like the past 3-4 years. So what I'm looking at right now, let me actually go to my screen. Here we go. So this is where we're at right now. I did have some levels drawn out on an older chart. We came down here, perfectly hit this bar. I drew this bar probably a while ago. We came to this area. We held it as resistance in April. So this was a year ago. So now we finally retested it. So, I mean, is that a macro retest or what? We'll see. But I do have some levels. Excuse me. I do have a limit order set down at this area here at about 1559. I think I put it in. And then we have something else coming down. I think it was like 13 something, but I'll set something down there if we start to test this area here. But like you said, man, it's just a matter of being prepared. And it's different strategies for different, whatever you're doing, whatever you trying to trade, or if you're trying to just invest. If you're just investing, like days like this, you just DCA. Days like this is what you wait on. You wait 3, 4, 5 months for days like this. This is when you have, if you have the dry powder on the side, you come in and you scoop up some. But Ethereum lost, the 50, the 100, the 200, decisively. Let me actually zoom in a little bit to like the 4 hour, the hourly. Let's go to the 4 hour because we called this last week on the show. This bear flag, but I didn't expect this to just fall, like hot butter with a knife through hot butter, just straight through here. But we did call this bear flag last week. We said watch out for 2800 because we had this double bottom over here. This is when we took the long trade here, and we got stopped out at about up here somewhere. But we said if we retest at 2800, I'll open it long. I opened it long. I was up, a couple of percent. Then we got stopped out. So, like I said, my next area, I'm not trying to catch a falling line. I'm not trading right now. I might just open some shorts on some meme coins, but for the most part, I'm trying to wait and see if we see how the market opens tomorrow, like the actual
Oh,
market. I
it
want to see what's
bounced.
going on. I
It
want to see
bounced
what's
pretty
going on.
good.
Okay,
Came down
well,
to
yeah,
that.
we'll see.
Yeah, it came down to that
We'll,
range, man. We're looking at probably uh 2000 $2,000 move right now off Bitcoin,
Oh,
off
okay,
that
good.
range.
So
Yeah.
I actually want to see how the traditional markets react too to the New York Open as well. So I'm just right now I'm a sponge. I'm taking in all the information, all the
Mhm.
data, and I'm analyzing it and formulating my thesis because right now, like during a bull run, this is what I've come to realize. During a bull run, you start a bull run with a thesis. Middle of the bull run, you got to change your thesis. Towards the end of the bull run, you got to change your thesis. Just investing or trading in general, you always have to be liquid. You got to be fluid. You got to learn how to trade. Change with the tide. So I'm stepping back right now, taking everything in and formulating my thesis when it comes to trading. But when it comes to investing, I'm buying a dip, looking at macro levels and buying the dip in coins that I know will be here, that I know will bounce. So that's really just my analysis right there. Not too so. I mean, not too complicated. I know Ethereum's gonna moon. I know top 10 coins. I'll
It's long-term
DCA
play,
into those.
baby. It's a
Long
long-term
term play.
game.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah. But
Um,
a lot of people don't have the patience. But crypto is not like one of those things where you get rich overnight. It's really not. That's what people think, but it's really not. That's an anomaly. Crypto, you have to be patient. You have to buy these dips. We have so much volatility. That's why it's so much easier to get rich in crypto because of this volatility. But you have to take advantage of it. If you're scared, you're not going to take advantage of
mhm.
it, and your life won't change. So this is why we love crypto. You love it, for the good times, and you love it for times like this as well because we know, the good times are coming back. So here's another opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good little nugget of information there, right? Like, if you get scared out, you miss on opportunities that when you have these big pullbacks, and that's the thing. One of the things I'll say that I have learned over time. I've been scared out where, I could be sitting on probably about 40 Ethereum right now, back when it was that $800 a
Mhm.
piece, right? And I almost went large, and I was like, I guess not. Like the market's pulling back, everything looks ugly. And here I am sitting and looking at, Ethereum sitting at what, 20, what, $600 a piece right now? Like that would have been a heck of a nice play. But, I was scared and I didn't follow my conviction and I didn't listen to myself. I was a click away, man. I was right there. And this time I'm like, I'm not gonna let that happen to me because I put my limit orders in now and the emotion I take it out because when it comes down to that level that I have conviction and then it's going to do it. And like today, it just happened. I've been waiting for this for months. You know,
Yeah.
I actually set that limit order on the morning show on Piper Academy just saying like, hey, like I believe in this area. So yeah, let's see what's in the chat right now. It looks like a couple people are saying thanks to Retro Mike. What you got to say here, man? Have a great week, everyone. Don't panic. It's just short-term volatility. I really truly hope you're right, man. But I know that people are going to be willing to scoop up Bitcoin at the price it just came down to. That's for sure. If Michael Saylor and that team is still buying where in the 60s, you damn well better believe other institutions are going to buy in the 50s, right? They're going to follow that man's lead because this dude has made hundreds of millions off of Bitcoin. So let that sink in. And then Alex O, man, let's see. He said, "Sorry I wasn't here to hold up the market." Yeah, it's your fault, dude. It's all your fault. Actually, thanks for making the prices better for everyone. But he
Bro,
said he's
yeah.
in what 70% Bitcoin portfolio is still sexy AF. Nah, you the
Uh,
sexy one, man. We don't need your portfolio. Just need to see your beautiful face. All right, cool. Let's see here. Go look at liquidations. All right. Oh, that's probably gonna be disgusting, but I will look at it. I will do that for you, Piper. Let me just click my little link here. Here we go. See if
yeah,
that
no, I
pops
seen
up.
something. Yeah, there you
All
go.
right, looking at liquidations here in the past 24 hours, 200,466 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations comes in at 766.69 million. Largest single liquidation order happened on Hobai, which I don't know. Ooh, $27 million.
Goodness gracious.
Ouch.
Like I'm
That,
not like I haven't been liquidated in like 3 years. Like, are you not like people don't use stop losses? I'm
see,
confused.
I have been liquidated, but that's my like short, like small capital plays where I'm like, I'm gonna degen this, right? Like this is me
Okay, yeah.
just going to
Matter of fact, yeah,
casino,
yeah.
right?
True,
Like
true, true. I had a couple of those. I take that back. I take that back. When it
it
comes to
doesn't
like
it
Bitcoin and trades like that, I always use a stop loss. Like always,
yeah.
always.
If we're talking big money, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, you gotta be careful. But at the same time, I know some people like Crypto Face doesn't use stop losses, or he
Oh
wasn't.
yeah,
He might now, but I guess what he's scared of is his orders being
seeing the
like
orders
they can see the
stop. Yeah,
orders.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
They definitely can. They definitely can because it's been numerous occasions where mine has just been stopped out to the penny. So I'm like, okay,
I've been there
this
before.
is
It's my
manipulation. Yeah,
favorite.
this is manipulation. Yeah. But I've been seeing calls for 48. I've been seeing calls for 43 from credible technical analysts around the space. And I don't think it would be a crypto related thing. I would think it would be a macro economy, macroeconomic type of thing if we do start to pull below these levels that we're calling. But it's opportunity, man. I'm really gonna keep saying that. You're gonna get tired of me saying it because I've been through this. I've 4 years when I came into crypto and we had these huge dumps like this, and then I look back in retrospect, I'm like, why didn't I buy? Why did all these low prices? We was scared. Why didn't
Hmm.
why didn't I DCA or why didn't I buy these huge dips? Because I don't buy every dip. I'm not one of them buy the dip people. I buy the crash. That's what I want to buy. I want to buy the crash. So in retrospect, when I think back to those things, well, those times, I'm really upset. So now I don't want to, do that again. So when I see things like this, these altcoins are getting demolished. We talked about Bitcoin dominance a couple of days ago on the crypto nightcap, going past that 57%. Look out for that. It's now above 57%. While Bitcoin is going down, so that means altcoins are bleeding even harder. So it's just one of them
Right.
things. You just got to stay locked in. Just stay locked in. Stay the Piper Academy. Will guide you the right way.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, I'm just still looking at the chart, seeing where that bounce was. I'm gonna go back to that actually. Pull that up. Cool. Yeah, so this was really I'm looking at it on the 4 hour now just so you guys can have a little bit more of a zoomed in area. But this is the range that I'm talking about that I was very interested in right here. Um, that's I figured there was gonna be some kind of bounce. Ultimately, I would not be surprised though if we actually pull back to probably the 2022 high, only because that's where the liquidity is sitting in that 50K range. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a short-term bounce off of this area and then, keep an eye on this area right here, this gray line. this is that channel that I've been talking about, and let's look for a rejection. Like this is going to tell us a lot here. If we see a rejection off of there, then I would really anticipate seeing us come down and visit these levels. If we don't, then maybe this was just that opportunity that, they gave us a gift and institutions ate it all up when it came down here. And maybe they know, maybe that liquidity, they know where it's sitting,
Hmm.
and maybe some of it's theirs. You never know. Um, so let's see. Let's see the chat. Like, you guys got anything else you want to look at in terms of coins? I know a lot of these alts got like hit pretty hard.
Oh
So
yeah.
first one,
I'm ex-
first one I
I'm
see in
ex-
the chat, we'll pull it up.
Yeah, let's see.
What's
I'm
up? You got
excited for
anything?
this week though, man. I'm excited for this week. It's gonna be a very, very monumental week. We haven't had prices like this or movement like this, bearish movement like this in the markets, period, crypto and stock market in a while. So this is really like people are on edge right now. So we got to make sure, everybody in the Piper Academy in the dip. I'm buying the crash, rather. I'm buying the crash. I'm about to start, figuring out ways to get more cash on the sideline and buy the crash. So that's my plan right there.
Right on. Let's go over to
Somebody's asking for
Soul.
Solana. Yeah.
Yep, that's the first thing I saw in the chat. So I got Soul pulled up. I've had this right here for a long time, right about 121, with an alert,
Hmm.
and it got triggered. Unfortunately, I did not get on that one because I had my other order filled with Bitcoin. But man, look at that. I made a nice little bounce off of that too. It's already made a God, this would have been a nice scalp. Already a 7% move off of that bounce right there, about 121. So obviously there's been a little FUD recently with Soul. There's just been all kinds of little things coming out talking about the liquidity and like total value locked, and there's just been a little bit of FUD, and it's had a pretty harsh fall. I mean, you're talking about it was up to 192, and we're now all the way down here. I mean, that's 32% drop off, man. That's pretty harsh, to be honest with you. I mean, it's fallen through, even on the daily, it's fallen through the 200 SMA, the dynamic reactor. So, like, it's not, I mean, it honored the TA when we got here, but in terms of where I would expect it to see a bounce, I would have definitely expected to see a bounce in this area where all of this support is, right? So, I mean, that's personally like, as someone that likes to look at TA, that is definitely an area I would have looked for a bounce. Let's go ahead and just put a fib retracement just to see what else lines up with that. Yeah. So not only did you have the dynamic reactor, but you had a golden pocket and it just fell right through. So that tells me that there's more going on than just TA and everything else. Cause this is, I mean, this is falling off harder than most of the other cryptos, to be honest with you. So, but that being said, we are at the bottom side of a significant range. And it's not only is it support, but it was resistance, right? So this is, I'd say 121 in terms of like a critical area of price action. That's the one. Okay, for Soul. That's the one you keep an eye on. If you come back to revisit that thing, I mean, you might have missed this one, but if we get over, about 130, then I mean, you could still honestly in this area still look at a long position. Like, and it's only 7% that you missed, but the opportunity is there. But it's just, are you comfortable with the market continuing to go up and right? I would say be kind of careful. My personal opinion, like if it was me, is I'm going to keep an eye on all of this resistance right here with the dynamic reactor, the 200-day, and then I would look to see how it interacts with that personally. Right here now you're kind of stuck in the middle a little bit. But if you think Bitcoin's going to continue to move up, if you got that kind of conviction, or you just like 121 being a good price for Soul, this could be an opportunity for you to add to your HODL bag. I wouldn't be upset about adding to a HODL bag at 121 for Soul personally. But obviously not financial advice. You guys do your own thing. But just understand that you have a lot of resistance on top of you now. So just be careful. But yeah, there should be some opportunities there. There's no reason that Soul can't get back up to where it was before, in the high 100s. I think that's very, very reasonable for Soul, unless this FUD continues. Because it seems, I don't know why all this is coming out now, but a lot of people are starting to be kind of hard on Soul. So I don't know. Let me know in the chat. Like I know there's some things being talked about, but I don't know everything. I haven't deep dive on Soul. That's what we need Crux of Crypto for. Where you at, dog? We need you.
Also, Piper is saying the Japanese markets are selling off hard. He said
Hmm.
the U.S. markets will likely follow suit, which is not good for us over in DJing land for now. See, my whole thing that I'm trying to come to grips with TradeFly is I don't I just don't see how they can't how they will let this happen during an election year. Like if the stock market craters, like Trump, I don't want to get political again, but a lot of people are like, if the stock market craters, like this is not a good look for the current administration. That's the thing. Like, of course, they're putting band-aids on broken legs here and there, band-aids over here for a huger or a bigger problem. But I feel like this year is not the year for this to happen. So if this happens right now, I was foreseeing 2025 to be, a lot of headwinds, but I don't. Hopefully, we can recover and not just go all out, down. But it's hard for me to wrap my head around them letting this happen during um being so close to an election, being so close to an election. So it's just something that I'm sitting back and I'm watching. It's like a movie, honestly. It's like a movie
Yeah.
right now. So everything is,
I
like I said, everything is happening all at once. So we're just sitting back watching and trying to formulate thesis to protect our bags and grow our bags, to be honest. Protect
I
our
mean
families.
something we really haven't talked about too, and this is not so much political, but the world is in a very volatile state on its own, right? Like
Mhm.
there's things that are happening in the Middle East. I mean, Israel, Iran, you know, Lebanon. Like there's just things that are going on over there that is destabilizing the world right now. Like I mean, when people are talking about a world war and like I don't want to go too crazy on you and this is the closest we've been. Like take it from somebody that's in that world. This is the closest we've been in a long time. People are starting to take sides. Like North Korea is starting to be like very invested with Russia. Like these things are happening. People are really like taken like legit like okay cool like and North Korea has even had some things they've said for Iran, so like it's that could be part of it too, right? Because we are expecting like imminent like attacks, not here but like in some other places within 24 to 48 hours, where that's going to stir some stuff up for the world. And
Yeah.
don't forget what happened last time Russia, when they went into Ukraine, right? What happened to the crypto market? That thing hard, dumped hard. Now it recovered relatively quick, and then throughout as the war went on, it was like everyone forgot about it. But at that initial part where it happened, everyone was like, "Whoa, hold on, risk off." So it's all things that kind of go into the equation. And I don't know if it's political. I One of the things I've been waiting for is a little bit of a pop, only because the S&P was at an all-time high, the Nasdaq was at an all-time the high, the real estate market's at an all-time high. Like everything's at an all-time high. Like the expectation is not for everything to continue up. Like at some point there's going to be a pullback. There has to be. There has to be a cool down. So, that's why probably, I don't know, it's probably a week, 2 weeks ago, I was like, you guys might want to check out the SQQQ because, things got to turn around at some point. It just
Right.
happened a
Yeah.
little quicker than I was thinking.
Yeah. But you know what, Trey Fly, not to harp on it too much.
Yeah.
All these indicators that we've been seeing for like since like the end of 2022 going into 2023, everybody was calling for a recession in 2023, like a deep, 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 dark recession, borderline depression. All the indicators that we were looking at, all the metrics, all the analytics that all the experts, all the economists were saying have been flashing, but we haven't really have seen anything. So I don't know if now everything is starting to come to fruition and now everything is starting to um come to a head, so to say. Just I
Hmm.
just want to be I want to be careful. I want to be protected, and I'm all about I'm a family. I'm all about family. So Bitcoin crypto to me is the best and fastest way for me to protect my family financially. So with that being said, it's bigger than just being a DGN, or it's bigger than just making money and and coming online and trading all that. I'm doing it for a purpose. When you're doing it for a purpose, it's a lot different. So I hope everybody on the chat or everybody on the stream who watch this video is doing this for a purpose, because it's bigger. Like the world is it's kind of in chaos right now. We
Mm.
know this is one of the ways that we can protect ourselves and protect, our family. We have you I mean, you have to have a little bit of, I like to call it, we call it chicken around here, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of money, in order to protect your family and protect yourself. So this is my vehicle and my way to gain to get my wealth. So I just hope everybody's locked in and tuned in, because the time will come. The time will come, and you'll know when it's here.
Bro, I got to be honest, man. I'm looking at some of these areas right now. I'm gonna go over to Doge because he just mentioned Army Piper just mentioned 117.5 million Doge transferred to Robinhood just now. So I was like, let me go check Doge real quick to see what that looks like on the charts. And
Hmm.
bro, like again, another area. See the green line? That thing's
Yep.
been up there for months. Just waiting for it to come down to these areas. So like, I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because really, if you look at this range right here, I just took kind of a, average, like a median of the tops and I drew a line. And I mean, I'm not saying it's going to hold up, but dang, like it wicked right off of it, and
Right.
that's a buying opportunity in my mind, right? We just came
Mhm.
off at 21 cents. Now you're talking about sub 10 cents. If we go back up to 21 cents or 20 cents, I mean, that's a 2x,
Yeah.
so
You know what I when I use to when I want to buy fear, this is my thought process. I look at a price and I say, okay, do I think Dogecoin right now is at 9 cent? Do I think Dogecoin is going to be above 9 cent in the future? You know what I mean? That's how I can rationalize or make it make sense in my head when I'm scared or when I'm a little bit nervous, because I don't really get scared no more. Sometimes I get a little bit nervous to pull the trigger because it's money. We're emotional. We're humans.
yeah.
So I think about it as, okay, do I think Dogecoin is going to be double that in a few years? Like, I usually use double, like 100% bigger than that in a couple years or a few years. So once I rationalize it like that in my head, the fear goes away, and I just hit that buy button, and then set it and forget it.
Yeah, nah, I'm on board, man, and that's something that's grown on me with time. Like I was not of that mindset initially. Definitely a lot more risk adverse, but now that's a great, I think a great point is like, where do you think this is going to be in the future? And I think that's what Michael Saylor always talks about when he talks about Bitcoin. Is like this is a long term play, man. He's like my goal right now is accumulate as much Bitcoin as I can because he believes later on is when it matters.
Right.
And not only that, there's big benefits to that, right? Like you can take loans out against that Bitcoin and get around some of the tax implications. Like, so it's good for business too.
Mhm.
Like, it's man, I don't know.
It's a lot. It's definitely it's a lot to it, man. It's a lot. It's a lot of ways
There
that
is.
you can protect yourself and protect your wealth. But another thing that I do, that I've learned to do, probably really within the last year, is follow the big players, like the really, really rich people. They're really, really, really rich for a reason. Like I'm not about to sit here and listen to Greg on the street, talking about Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin because it's down 10%. Like, I'm looking at Michael Saylor, I'm looking at BlackRock, I'm looking at what they're doing, I'm looking at what they're interested in. If they're interested in it, and if they're not selling or doing being super bearish about it, I'm just gonna follow them at a smaller scale.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, you know who's buying right now? BlackRock.
BlackRock. Oh, they're loving this because they're just trying to corner the market. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me. I'm just gonna accumulate more because they know where it's going.
So, I mean, if you're going to follow anyone, follow BlackRock.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely.
so cool, man. All right. Well, yeah, I just wanted to jump on here real quick, look at some charts, talk a little bit, let everyone know it's gonna be okay. But you got anything for the people on the way out?
I was sitting there eating dinner, man, and I got that message like, "Hey, I'm about to go live," and I said, "Yo, I ran. scarfed my food out real quick, came down here, got on the computer, man, because I know it's times like this is when, the community needs to come together and kind of, pat each other on the back and let them know it's going to be okay. And it's going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I appreciate you hopping on short notice.
Anytime,
Much
man.
appreciated. So I thought, like you said, I thought it was a good opportunity to get out there, talk to everyone. There's not a lot of people going live right now, so we are a community. It's great being a part of it, and I hope all of you guys are still having a good day. Hope everyone has a good day, and hope the market turns around here in the next 24, 48 hours, so we can all just kind of giggle and say, see, we knew it was just a little pullback, but we'll see. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. FD, again, much appreciated for coming on. If you guys got anything today or just enjoyed the vibe, being on here and talking it out with us, go ahead, give us a like and subscribe. We would truly appreciate that. Like I said, we typically do this Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yeah. And Clayt says salute, gents. I got you, dog. Salute, my man. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the